I'm just thinking about um, the pressures of life, whether if it is dealing with health and finances and relationships, whether that be colleagues, family, friends, romantic, neighbors, or even just strangers, just feeling the pressures. How sometimes we can feel the tightness in our jawline, in our shoulders, in our chest, in our backs, our lower backs, in our stomachs. We can feel it. Like if one more thing happened and somebody says something else, I just feel like I want to explode. And oof, um, and that's a that's a reality for a lot of us. Like if one more thing, I'm gonna just snap, right? When I've gotten to that point, it's never good for the other person on the other end. Um, Not that I cause physical harm, but man, my tongue could give a lashing. But my whole point is that to wait until you want to pop, I or snap. I know someone personally I'm related to that it's like things just fester and fester and fester inside them until they just become irritated and annoyed and short, and then it's like a volcano exploding, and it's like, oh well, you could have released some of that a lot sooner and not causing so much destruction in the process of you releasing everything all at once, because there was such a buildup for so long. What I have done um, throughout my life is I scream. Um, I've worked out, whether I like to walk, go walking, go hiking in nature, but just walk to clear my mind. And I talk it out. Sometimes I can talk it out through me walking, having my headsets, my earphones, and I'm talking. And no, if I'm passing someone, they have no idea that I'm not talking to anyone else on the other end. But it's a form of release, and when I'm walking or working out, that too is a form of release. And also sometimes, maybe that's not enough. Maybe there's so much buildup that you feel like you literally want to scream at the top of your lungs. And sometimes that can be a challenge because, because you don't want people looking at you, or you don't want your neighbors calling 911 or knocking on your doors like, are you okay? I've screamed into my pillow. I've screamed in the car before. Um, I have, if no one is in the park, in the woods, or on the trail, depending on where I'm at, which park I'm at, I've done that as well. Um, I've also hummed. Um, some people do tapping, which I've done that as well, which is tapping and reaffirming good things or releasing good things. I release all the negativity inside of me, that type of thing, just tapping. And then, but the whole point is just to release, not to allow it to build up, because really, I think I've seen too many people truly snap because they was holding so much stuff in. It's kind of like I've seen a few of these crime stories where, someone snaps inside the household. Someone snaps. But they don't remember snapping. it's like they got to that point. Their internal volcano erupted, and then they they don't remember anything else. But it's kind of like they come to this reality, realizing that their anger, their rage, all of that built up pressure had actually, that was hot lava spewing out of them, and it caused a lot of damage. And nobody, well, I don't want to judge, but literally, that's not good for anybody to get to that point where they're suppressing, or omitting, or disregarding how they really feel, disregarding the pressures. Don't, let's address the anger, the rage, the frustration, the irritation, the disappointment, the betrayals, all the pain. Even if you have to just take small bites at a time, because I think trying to deal with it all at once would be too overwhelming. But to do it bit by bit, one bite at a time, but allowing ourselves to release it. Now, I'm sitting outside in nature, and yeah, there's pollen, and it's irritable, but annoying. But considering that if I allow myself to stay inside on a decent day, on a pretty day, sitting by water, I can deal with a little pollen compared to the benefits that I'm getting, allowing myself to release and remain calm, and balanced and grounded. And it's not necessary. Today's like the third, like my dad's birthday was on the 1st. Today is my brother's birthday, and neither one of them are here on this side. They're in the spirit realm. So for me, it's just, I feel like I just wanted to crawl under a bed, just go into a cave with my snacks and call it a day, be done with it. But since that was an option for me at today, I decided that I would just come outside, bring my journal, enjoy nature, and make the most of it. And even when I was walking back here and I felt this frustration, this irritation, this, because I'm in a place where I know I need to leave certain old things alone. And yet it kind of dangles in my face, the mindset, the emotions behind it, and the actions that might get me caught back up into the old, which I know isn't good for me, and I know it's done and over with. But I'm also irritated because it's like, okay, well, I want what I want. I want what I want. No, salty fried chicken isn't the best thing for me right now, but I want what I want. No, a soda may not be the best thing for me, but I want what I want, right? And then on top of that, with me not having the freedom that I'm used to, the financial freedom that I'm used to, the freedom to come and go, like transportation, as I'm used to. it's also frustrating. So I've been dealing with this feeling of built up, pent up frustration, irritation, and even some cases you could say withdrawals, because it's, you know, regardless of what it is for other people, could be food, salty foods, sweets, um, carbonated drinks, or alcohol, or smoking, or sex, whatever, or even social media, the internet, being online. It could be anything, but the whole point is that you know, we know, we know, we know what's not truly good for us in excess. We know when something is over in our life and need to be done with. We know, we know when not to go back to certain things, mindsets, behaviors. We know. And then something seems like something happens to kind of trigger that button that used to send us back in that direction. But what I've learned is that, I'm probably in this particular situation right now, because it would take a lot of effort for me to go get whatever it is that I, I'm not sure if the things that I want. Like if I wanted to get a soda, okay. If I wanted to get that fried chicken, okay. I would have to make an effort, truly, to walk and get it. I can't just get in a vehicle and go, because I don't have one anymore. And there's been times where it's like, okay, yeah, I want certain things, but I can't get it. Even when it comes to the finances or even paying for it, it's like, yeah, you can't be spending money on stuff that you know that you don't need, that it's not good for you, that it's not in my best interest, that other things I could use that money for, right? So, but my whole point is that I was feeling that pressure of it all, of uh, of people, people and their mouths and their words and their gossiping and their lies and their assumptions, then wanting what I want but not financially stable, and nor do I have transportation that if I wanted to go out, let's say be at a park today, an actual park, like I couldn't unless I freaking walk. And I don't have that type of stamina, energy, especially when I just spent the last 2-3 days kind of just, my body just couldn't do much. My head, my eyes, like no, it's not gonna work. Anyway, but don't let things build up. Find a way to release whatever those negative emotions are. I was writing earlier before I start recording the videos. But that helps some. But let me be real. I needed something else. Sometimes one or two things are not enough to release. Sometimes it may be multiple things. Me writing, me going for a walk, me expressing myself on video, me being near nature and doing, in nature, near the water, and doing deep breathing, all of that makes a difference. A butterfly. So I am, yeah. Anyway, just don't hold on to it. Find a productive, healthy way to release any negative energy if you feel in that buildup of pressure from life. Anyway, all right. Till next time, take care.